Welcome back everyone to our Making It Fun NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode Series. So our last race went really well for us. We come home with a top 15 finish. We just needed some more speed. We needed a lot more car. Just like we talked about in the last video, there are going to be some tracks where we need close to a fully upgraded car in order to compete against the AI, because some tracks have better AI than others, and Kansas is one of those places. And besides the fact that it's a little bit tough for me at Kansas, it's not one of my better tracks, so all of those things coming together, and we could have probably used a fully upgraded truck or very close to it and still not had any worries about running away with it. So that's very good news. I wish more tracks would be like that. Now we're coming up on Charlotte, and I have not done a setup for Charlotte. I haven't even started a setup for Charlotte. I've not even been on the track. So Charlotte is going to be interesting because I have no idea how strong the AI are going to be. I could always go back to NASCAR Heat 2 and try to test it out, but I would prefer to simply be surprised. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to upgrade our truck the best we can, and then we'll go with it and see what we get. But before we get to that, I do want to show you guys, I try every once in a while to show you some of the behind the scenes things that we don't spend a whole lot of time on from race to race and video to video. So I wanted to show you, like, such as the reputation. Every once in a while, I want to show you this. We had talked about this at the very beginning of the series, how this is a very tricky thing to try to put in, friends versus rivals and all that. And if you mess it up, it can really be bad on the track, because we already know that the idea is that your rivals will race you very hard and probably, you know, make contact with you more often than friends would. Friends were more often than not going to give you more room than your rivals will. So that can be very tricky. And I told you that it's very easy to make friends in this game, even if you make contact with people. You just apologize to them after the race and move on. And friendship is really not that big of a deal. And this really goes to show you. So we're not that far along in our truck series season. And you can see we already have one full-fledged friend in Ben Rhodes. And then we have 21 more that are on the verge. That are either, you know, 1 or 2 notches away from being full-fledged friends. Now, what does that do for you? Well, other than the on-the-track stuff, it also increases your reputation. You can see we're at a +5 right now. Since that's the maximum you can get, we have 9 friends and 0 rivals. That becomes important for sponsorship, which is the other thing I wanted to show you. Oh, one more quick thing here. If we press A and switch to the Dirt Tour, you can see everybody there is either a friend or very close to it. So that's just kind of how it works. And one of those things that lessens the blow of those simulated messages we see on Twitter after some of these races that we didn't even run in, and they're saying that we hit people. So not really a whole lot to worry about long term with that. But now I wanted to show you where this information can come into play. You notice the very last option there, required reputation. And then we come over to Loves, has a required reputation of 4. Most of these don't have any requirement, but you'll see there's required reputation with Flex Seal of 3 in order to get their sponsorship. And then finally Fitzgerald is a 2. So as you start to compare these things, of course, you've got the manufacturer issues to deal with and choose what manufacturer you want. But beyond that, there's reputation issues. There is the per race payouts and the overall wealth of the contract itself. So it does matter what your reputation is beyond the on-the-track stuff dealing with the AI. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and prepare for our next race. You can see our incentive contract is for 4 top 15s. That is going to be tough. We've seen that. We just barely cracked the top 15 in our last race, so it's going to be interesting to see how this all turns out. Just to review, we are currently on our maximums. We are at 90 on engine, 85 and 85 on aero and suspension. So I do plan on increasing those as we go along. But of course, if I try that right now, you can see 45,000. So we would need a total of 90,000 to get to a full 90s car. So for that reason, I'm not doing a whole lot with some of the employees because it's just really not worth it for some of these new employees. We're not ready to use them just yet. We need quite a bit more money in order to improve our car. But we're perfect right now on the engine. We've got Andrew at 15, Jillian at 5. That's a total of 20, which will get us from 70 to 90 over the course of two weeks or 2 races that we prepare for. So that's perfect. And then we've got, let's see, there we go. Stella on the suspension is at a 13. Now, what would it cost us to get her, to 15? It cost $69,000. So that is a little bit too rich for our blood. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do 1 and get her up to 14. So we'll train her. And that's going to leave us a little bit over $6,400, which is perfectly fine. Again, I like the grind of this. I like the fact that within the first, handful of races in a season, we can't have a fully upgraded truck with fully trained employees and all that kind of thing. I really enjoy that. So the grind does not bother me one bit. Okay, in preparing for our upcoming tracks, we take a look at what we're going to be dealing with. We know Charlotte is a speedway, then we go to Texas, another speedway, and then to Iowa, which is a short track. Now, I can tell you, at Iowa for sure, we're going to need all the truck we can get because the AI are very good at Iowa. All right, so let's start with our current car. We're going to put Jillian on this because we only need 5 more on the engine power. Aero, there's nothing to do here. So we're already at 83. I mean, we could go to 85, but it's not really worth it at this particular point in time. Same thing here on suspension. So what I'm going to do is actually move down to the other speedway chassis, since that's what we'll be using at Texas. And we'll put Andrew and then Harrison and finally Stella to work on these particular attributes. So our short track doesn't have anybody on it right now. We still have our 2 new employees that we haven't trained yet, and that's perfectly fine. We're not going to spend the money on them just yet because we don't need it. So let's back our way out and start the work plan. Yes, absolutely. And that's going to get us to where we want to be, 90, 83, and 83 on our #1 speedway package. That's what we're looking for. And then we'll deal with Texas before the next race. So let's back our way out, and it's time to head to Charlotte. All right, everyone, it is race time here in Charlotte. We qualified about 17th, I believe. We were well off the pace, almost a full second off the pace of the pole. So I don't think we're in any danger of running them off the track with our speed here. All right, let's see what we're doing. Okay, you're going to give me this spot. We'll just take it. The starts in this game are amazing at how wild they are. I mean, guys are all over the place. Forget 2x2. You're not even close to 2x2. Sometimes you start the race and it feels like you're 3 wide. All right, this track races almost like Darlington because there is no room whatsoever in some of these corners. Oh. Little brake check there going into the corner. So right now, really what I want most in the world is to get single file. Let's get single file. Everybody get going so that we can decide if we're going to go high or low. But it's hard to do that when they're running 2x2 or 3 wide in front of you. So we got 14 laps here in this first stage, so a very short race. I didn't realize the truck race was this short. I mean, I know we're on 50% of that, but still, think about just doubling that is still a very short stage. Of course, that will change as we move up through the ranks. The Xfinity races are certainly longer than trucks, and then the Cup are by far the longest. Ooh, watch out. Come on up here, Anderson. Right up in front of us. So far, we are in 11th. Trying to give everybody plenty of room. You can see the closer you get to the front of the pack, the more single file and spread out it tends to get over the course of a run. That's good. That's where we want to be.
Clear all around.
Going to keep running that high side. And it looks like we finally cleared Jordan. So now we can move around a little bit. That puts us into the top 10. So far so good. Looking to get some of those very valuable stage points. At some point during this season, I hope we can contend for a win. We've had a few opportunities to get close, and that was very exciting. I hope to have a lot more of those. Let's see, Moffitt has chosen the high side. Happy about that. That's going to give us some room on the bottom. You can see we're still down on engine here, so that part is still very much there, but we're not near as deficient now as we were previous to our last upgrade. That put us around 90 instead of 85. Well, I wanted to go high there, but Moffitt was still there. Let's see, Gregson really does not want us to his inside, which is perfectly fine. So we're going to try to follow him through if we can. Looks like he's preparing. Well, Moffitt's going to sneak by us on the high side. He has got plenty of speed. All right, let's jump up here and see if we can take advantage of Johnny Sauter. It looks like he's falling back through the pack a little bit. And
still there.
Okay, I guess we'll go by him on the low side. So yeah, he's certainly falling back. Comers and goers.
Clear all around.
And he is going the wrong direction. Looks like Coughlin might be having the same fate. Is he going to give us room on the bottom? Looks like he might give us just enough to squeeze in here. But I don't think we're going to have the horsepower to stay there. No, so we'll back off. I would really like to get on the high side of him if possible. But it looks like that's where he wants to run. Which is great to see the AI not just all sticking to the same groove. Absolutely love that. All right, he'll go back to the bottom. So we're going to try to get by him on the outside.
Still there.
But now you can see the engine horsepower from the midpoint of the straightaway on. You can see that those guys, any advantage we had on those guys coming off the previous corner, disappears by halfway down the straightaway, and then they start to pull us once again.
5 to go. You got this. Still there.
All right, Spotter says it is 5 to go in the stage. We got a great run through turn 1 and 2 there. You really don't have to lift through turn 1 and 2. I generally do lift a little bit just to settle the car and make sure I keep it pointed in the right direction. But it's not required. In fact, you don't have to lift at all around this track if you don't want to, particularly if you're in open track by yourself. All right, so we're running 4 laps to go. We are running 8th. So I'll take that. All right, Gregson right ahead of us. Seems like he's running a pretty good pace here. And then you can see several cars in front of him. So we're keeping pace fairly well. Nobody's really running away from us in this stage because we can clearly see the leader who's about a straightaway ahead of us. So nobody's run away from us in this race. We just got to get a little bit more speed in the car, and I think we'll be okay. Let's try to see if we can get some momentum here. Now that we've caught Gregson, I'm doubting he's going to give us the bottom, and I'm not sure we have the speed to pull it off anyway. So I'm going to try the high side on him if he'll give that to us. All right, some nice momentum right there, but he's going to pull us down the straightaway a little bit. Same thing here. We just try to build up the momentum inch by inch. It didn't work out as well in turn 3 and 4.
Last lap. If you want, good lap. Hit your mark.
All right, final time through.
Still there.
See some guys coming back in our mirror. That was a really good turns 1 and 2 for us. I did not lift that time through.
Don't move. Stay high. Careful. Still there.
I slipped up a little bit there. And wow, look at these guys charging behind us. All right, fortunately, we are going to, well, we got 9th. So Infinger did get us at the line. Wow. Big move from him on that final lap. All right, to pit or not to pit, well, we're going to have to, well, we don't necessarily have to pit, but we're going to go ahead and pit right here. We're not going to get, let's see, stage 2 is going to be 15 laps. I tell you what, let's mix it up a little bit here. Let's don't pit. It's only 15 laps. We got plenty of fuel to make it. Yeah, let's don't pit. Let's mix things up a little bit. Now that moves us up to 9th. So several people did not pit.
All right, be smart out there. Going green. All right, be ready.
I think that's probably because a lot of guys are thinking that even if you pit after stage 1, you're probably going to have to pit again after stage 2 for fuel. I don't remember the fuel numbers exactly, but that's entirely possible. We've seen that before, so it would not surprise me. Daytona is the one place where we got very fortunate and were able to save enough fuel to make it to the end.
Car there is on the outside.
Great run through there. Unfortunately, we don't have anywhere to go. Making it 3 wide could be a very interesting proposition. All right, so my decision not to pit was based largely on the fact that we're going to have to pit again after stage 2 for fuel, most likely. And I want to see if we can get some more stage points. I really want to rack up on these stage points as much as possible. All right, so we're up to 4th or 5th, just depending on where this guy on the outside is.
Cleared all around. Keep digging. We have 10 to go. You got all the room you need. You're clear.
Ooh, Ben Rhodes there. Didn't get off that corner as well as I thought he was going to. Got John Hunter right behind us. All right, so now I'm going to be looking to see if we have a way through. Can we get ourselves to the lead? Do we have the speed to do it? All right, we're going to take this second groove here. I am not lifting through this turns 1 and 2 time. All right, so we come through there good. Looks like we've got some speed there. All right, lifted a little bit on corner entry there. Turn 3 and 4 is a very weird corner. It's almost like the corner's misshapen or something, just the way the car or truck wants to heave around mid-corner.
Careful, still there.
All right, you can see we just can't hang with them on the outside of 3 and 4. Not this far up in the pack. We just don't quite have the speed. I'm going to have to keep working on that because it would appear as though that's going to be our best opportunity to pass. Is going to be if we just stick to the high side. But we might be able to get by Friesen on the bottom if we can follow Rhodes through. Nope, didn't work. He cut us off. He got right down in front of us, but I decided to stick it in there, and if he came down, there was going to be contact. Otherwise, we'd be fine. Yeah, couldn't keep it on the bottom. John Hunter's going to get by us, and it looks like maybe Parker Kligerman as well. So in the comers and goers discussion, looks like we might be one of the goers right now.
Still there.
But that's okay. We're still in 6th position, and hopefully we can continue to pull away from the guys behind us.
Stay high, stay high. Careful, still there.
But overall, truck's handling pretty good. I threw some numbers at it and went out and qualified, so not bad for that.
Driver, hold this line here. 5 to go. You got this.
All right, Friesen having a lot of trouble with turns 1 and 2. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. All right, he's still right with us going into turn 3.
Still there. Clear all around.
All right, we were clear for just a second, according to the spotter. I think we should be able to clear him going through turns 1 and 2 this time. Yeah, we get through here pretty good on the high side or the low side. So that moves us up into the top 5 with just a handful of laps to go. All right, let's see if we can do anything with Parker Kligerman for 4th. Three more trips around in this stage. I mean, you can see we gained quite a bit on them in turns 1 and 2. If I could figure out how to get through turns 3 and 4 as well as I am 1 and 2, we'd be doing great. But it's just not happening, and once again, Grant Enfinger is on our bumper. So just a repeat of what happened in stage 1. All right, got to back out. I'm going to try to hug this bottom a little bit and see if we can't keep some of these trucks behind us. I would really like to get a top 5 in this stage. Wow, he is right on our tail though. I mean, I can give him half a lane and he's trying to stick his truck in there, so this is going to be interesting. One more time around. All right, great corner there. Would be nice if we could get to the inside of Kligerman, but you can see he's already figured out our plan and he's not going to allow that. All right, Enfinger's going to get a nice run, but I don't think it's going to be enough this time. We're going to bring home a top 5 in stage number 2. Yes, please. Excellent. So that'll get us 6 more points. All right, so you can see our fuel not where it needs to be. So we're going to go ahead and pit this time. All right, we're going to get half a can. And let's just go right sides. We really don't need tires at all. Let's just go right sides just for the fun of it. Let's go ahead and advance. And we are back to 21st. Okay, so, wow. What did everybody else do? Did they like either not pit at all? Which I'm guessing is the case for some of them. Otherwise, I mean, we only took 2 tires and a half can of fuel, so it certainly wasn't fuel that was causing us to lose spots. Is our pit crew just this bad? I mean, how do we improve that?
Car there is on the outside.
It's going to make for some interesting racing as we go on through the career mode. If this continues, every time we make a pit stop, we lose a ton of spots, regardless of what we do on the pit stop. Ouch! Wow. Somebody got into our right rear there. Almost turned us into the wall.
Car on the outside now, outside.
Very tight in here right now. Still running 2x2.
Careful now, still there.
Of course, we haven't gotten toward the front of the pack yet. We're still like in 15th. All right, and I am trying to ease our way into these corners, backing off early. Trying to give these guys as much room as I can. while still trying to maintain speed. And you can see we've certainly got enough speed to move our way through the field early on here, so we didn't struggle.
You're all clear on the bottom.
Ooh, watch out. Our good friend Mike Snyder. Yeah, there's Stuart Friesen right in front of him, brake checking him, so. Let's give these guys a little bit of room here. We got plenty of laps. And there's going to be comers and goers once again in this stage. Let's try this high side a little bit. I believe we've got enough speed to pass a few cars up here until we get around the top 5.
Still there.
Oh wow, this is going even better than I thought. Oh, look out.
Got one down low now. Got one down low. He's inside.
Burton's going to get right up in our way there. We had a lot of momentum there, and we're going to lose nearly all of it. All right, so we'll try it again. Let's see if we can't slot in right in front of Burton.
Now you're clear. Hold your line.
Holy cow, he drove it right in underneath me in turn 3. I'm glad I caught a glance of him, because otherwise that could have been really bad.
Now you're clear.
All right, Friesen, we got a great run on him. Unfortunately, Thorson is blocking the bottom lane pretty good. See what we can do with him on the bottom. You can see Friesen is just blowing by him.
Hold this line here. Clear all around.
All right, so that gets us back up to 6th. So the poor pit stop is basically done now. We're one spot away from where we would have started anyway. So the poor pit stop really didn't affect us a whole lot, other than to have some very exciting racing getting our way back up through the field. All right, and once again we can see, wow, the leader's actually gotten quite a nice cushion for himself up front. But we can see 2nd through 4th immediately ahead of Stuart Friesen. So again, nobody's really getting away. We're not severely down on speed compared to the AI. We're going to try this high side again on Friesen. I think if we could stick here and be to his outside on the entry to turn 1, I think we could clear him coming off of 2. But haven't been able to get in position to do that. As you can see, we certainly gain on him going through there, and I would love to have that nice open track to run down the top 4 if possible. All right, once again, we'll try to let it ride on the high side. Still nothing doing. He's got enough speed to hold us at bay there. All right, once again, trying to get a big run on him. Maybe be able to pull to the inside. Can we get to his inside? Ooh, not quite. Not quite. Tried to run high, but not as high this time through. All right, we are not lifting this time going through the corner. See if we can get a good run on him. All right, let's pull out. Oh, we just don't have the engine. Driving me crazy. We had the run on him, but we just don't quite have enough to get inside him. So 24 laps left. As we think about comers and goers, maybe Stuart Friesen will be one of the goers, and we'll be able to get by him.
Don't move. Stay high. Careful. Still there.
Look at that. He's right in front of us, and then he pulls us down the straightaway just a little bit that time. I really tried to sail it in that time on the high side. Carry as much speed as I could to no avail. Still right where we were.
Still there.
All right, there we go. Once again, great run through the corner. It'd be nice if I could side draft him right there. Try to slow him down. We are so close to a top 5. And then beyond that, so close to a podium. Man, just cannot pull out and get by him.
All right, careful now. Still there.
Okay, we basically broke even with him there.
Still there.
Okay, this is our best run on him yet. And we're still not going to be able to do anything with it.
Still there.
Oh, if I could get to his inside, getting into turn 1, that would be perfect.
20 laps to go. Not that long.
So once again, those guys in front of us still are not really getting away. Now the leader, on the other hand, is a different story. He seems to have checked out.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
So close. So now I don't even see the leader, so he has certainly checked out on everybody. There he is. I think I see him just up ahead. Oh, wait. Oh, we got problems up ahead. Are we going to get a caution here? We should. Not sure what happened to Nemechek there. I don't know if he blew a tire or just got too high. It had the look of a blown tire. We seem to get at least one of those type things happen in each race with the AI. Alright, took that corner wide open just to see if I could make up any time. On Friesen, didn't seem to help a whole lot. Of course, that pass on John Hunter did help us with one spot. That gets us to the top 5. Just trying to let this car flow through turns 3 and 4 without turning the steering wheel any more than I have to. Letting the car drift wide. Trying anything I can to try to prepare for being able to make a pass on Friesen. And in order to do so, we got to improve turns 3 and 4. We've got him in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 he's got us. We're at best breaking even with him. So, all right, so we've run him back down after I backed off and gave him plenty of room when John Hunter was in the wall. All right, good run on him here. Of course, we're not going to be able to do anything with him here. Okay, once again, not lifting. Still can't do anything with him. The frustrations of racing. So we'll keep plugging away at it. We've still got plenty of laps to go. And so far, so good from behind. There's nobody back there that's putting us under any pressure. Not yet. Nobody charging at us. So we just need Stuart Friesen to make a mistake here and let us get by. That appears to be what it's going to take. Because otherwise we are running exactly the same speed as he is. Alright, we're right here on him. So if he makes a mistake, we're either going to get by him or wreck with him. I'm not sure which. As close as we're running. If he makes a big mistake, then we're probably going to be in the wreck with him.
Still there.
Boy, he charges back very nicely on corner exit of 4.
10 to go. Still there.
Oh, if only we could stay right here. But you can see him pull right back ahead. It's like he had another gear.
Still there.
Woo, watch out, Friesen. Oh, can we get to his inside?
Still there.
Ah, so close, so close.
Hang tight there, driver.
We're going to keep working him over here and see if we can do anything with him. Once again, I'm going to try to pull down.
Still there.
All right, can we stay here? We need to stay here.
Stay up high here.
We need to be beside him going into turn. Look at that. Look at that gear he's got. Wow, he's just got an extra gear on me on the straightaways, and I cannot compete with that because we were there. We were there, but his car is handling great down the straightaway.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
All right, 7 more trips. All right, can we get to his inside? Push, push. I need a co-driver that can get out and push on the straightaways. Because we need a little bit of extra. If we had a little bit more on the straightaways, we could clear him. All right, once again, another good run on him through turns 1 and 2. But he's going to exit and shut the door on me. Doesn't really have to, though, because he pulls me down the straightaway.
Careful, still there.
All All right, and then watch him hit that gear.
Still there. 5 more laps.
There he goes. And pulls right on the hit us. All right, I haven't lifted in several laps now.
Still there.
Just trying everything I can with what he's giving me, which is not much. He's not going to give me that bottom, which is what I am pretty sure we're going to need.
Still there.
Oh, got up a little too high there. Oh, what are we doing here? Okay, I guess we'll just spin out. We'll slow it. We'll roll it back down. And once again, even with strict yellows, we get no caution. Very interesting there. Very interesting. So we kept it going the right direction. And now we have to very slowly try to get back up to speed. Again, I need somebody to get out and push. All right, so now we'll start the struggle to see if we can get to 7th. So we didn't lose a whole lot. I guess that goes to show you just how much the field had strung out. We lost just a couple of positions, and that was it. Alright, once again, you can see that we just, even with Haley, this is the same song, second verse, as what we were dealing with Stuart Friesen. Oh, so badly I want to get underneath right there. Oh, wow, he's lifting quite a bit. All right, so that'll finish it up. We come home in 8th. Not bad. Not bad at all. So you can see our speed rating there. Not terribly good. About what we expected it to be. But we picked up a lot of stage points in that race, particularly with our great stage 2 finish in the top 5. So that was a very good race for us. See what kind of payout we get. Nice, very nice. $31,414. Then we get our sponsor payout and that all-important merch payout of $25. Okay, we are in 8th place in points, so we're hanging steady in the top 10. And those in front of us, you can see either have wins or a lot of playoff points, as far as winning stages, that is. So far we are blank on the playoff points, and we got a lot of work to do before we are in any danger of winning stages and winning races. Let's head back to the main screen. Let's see what's up next, and also see what kind of feedback we get on today's race. Okay, there's our race summary. Very nice. We'll take that 36 grand. Oh, we got a message from Stuart Friesen.
Nice top 10. Every point matters.
Thank you very much, Stuart. I thought he was actually going to have some sort of message about how much of a battle we had, but apparently not. All right, congratulations on reaching 500 fans. Oh, well, thank you for letting me know. I didn't even notice that. You're developing a nice fan base. Finally got your stripes. Okay, so Chase Elliott, we pick up a little bit of toward the friendship with him. All right, let's see what's up next. So we go to week 17, and it looks like we're back to the Xtreme Dirt Tour. Okay, he's put out some feelers to a few teams and have gotten some responses. Okay, well, let's just take a look. All right, let's go. We're not interested in the Xtreme Dirt Tour. Let's go to the Camping World Trucks. Again, nothing. Nothing there. Who do we want to contact? So here's sort of how that works. We haven't looked at this so far, and that's because we already know we're going to be doing our own team, but you can see the payout per race based on the team that you join. It'll be a little bit different. You can see already going to Nemechek there, then it's a little bit different, just a touch less. But we can contact any of these teams that we desire and see if they're interested in giving us a ride next year. Now, one other thing to point out, and based on my recording schedule, I'm sorry I can't have access to any of your comments for recent videos, but you notice that we haven't had any hot seat offers in the Xfinity. That's interesting, and it's interesting because when I was doing my test run earlier before I started this series, I also did not get a single hot seat offer, so I'm not sure why that is. We got, whatever it was, 4 or 5 or so truck hot seats, but we've gotten 0 Xfinity. So very interesting how that works. I'm not sure if that's by design or if it's simply a bug, but we're actually not going to contact any teams because we're not interested in driving for any of them. All right, so that's going to bring us to, it looks like it's time for Eldora in the Xtreme Dirt Tour. So we'll prepare for that next time. For now, thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned as we'll continue our Making It Fun series in NASCAR Heat 3.